Veggie Magnifique.
Hello, we are Veggie Magnifique. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Anne.
And today we are talking about how the consumption of alcohol dulls the expression of your best self. Since this is the beginning of 2018, hurrah,
Happy New Year!
We all want to be our best selves. We all have amazing visions for the year to come. And what we want to do today is just help you realise how the consumption of alcohol is not supporting you in those beautiful dreams that you have for your life.
So if you want to continue drinking, but you're open to the idea of learning about alcohol and the causes and effects, do keep watching. So you only change what you're motivated to change. And with alcohol being such a cultural norm, why would you want to change?
You're going to want to change when you realise what alcohol actually does to your body. The fact that you're poisoning yourself slowly by consuming this beverage.
Don't stop watching. Knowledge is power. You'll also be compelled to change once you realize that alcohol could be keeping you from a higher version of yourself. A slimmer, happier, more energetic version of you. More truthful, better ideas. All these things are dampened by alcohol consumption.
So anybody watching this video who went to university with me will probably be sniggering right now because I was a big drinker at university.
I heard about that.
It's quite a large part of my life, and probably everyone else at Durham University, because it was such a cultural norm and you couldn't socialise without drinking. Well, you probably could, but I just didn't figure out how to yet because I was immature. So nowadays I have a drink maybe on a special occasion once in a while, but I'm definitely healed of that binge drinking behaviour that basically ruled my life throughout my university years. So what's the problem with alcohol? Why would we want to stop drinking? The first thing, alcohol is your worst enemy if you want to lose weight and get fit, because alcohol is filled with empty calories.
So also, the consumption of alcohol leads to poor food choices. So too much, too salty, too fatty, or too processed.
The consumption of alcohol also leads to massive liver damage, and liver disease is called cirrhosis. It's actually a silent disease that just creeps and creeps and creeps until you need a liver transplant.
And your liver is like your best friend. It is one of the keys to a healthy body, and we really need to treat it with respect and love it because it is the detoxifier of your system. Alcohol is also carcinogenic. Sorry. Women who are big drinkers have a 50% increase in a risk of breast cancer, and men a 50% increase in prostate cancer. So it's very serious.
So the fact that alcohol is readily available doesn't make it any less dangerous. It's actually been classed number 2 in the most addictive substances on the planet. So number 1 being heroin, number 2, alcohol.
Also, regular alcohol consumption, it dulls you. So it dulls your experience, it dulls your receptivity to your intuition, it dulls your connection to your higher self, if you will. It dulls the day after, and it dulls generally your experience of life, real, straight up life.
Alcohol is a neurotoxin, a poison. So when you're taking alcohol into your body, the reason why you end up feeling drunk is that you've stressed your liver and your metabolism to such a point that your bodily functions are impaired, because your organs are kind of like working overtime to try and metabolize this poison, and that's what gives you this feeling of being drunk. So it's kind of really horrible when you think about that you're voluntarily poisoning yourself to get this poison high. It's just kind of weird. Like, why would we do that to ourselves?
One of our favorite yoga teachers named Cole explains that your body should be viewed as like your friend. And when we think about poison, we really wouldn't want to poison our friend. And when you kind of separate yourself from the body and saying, yeah, I don't really want to poison the body, aka my friend. It's a powerful thought.
So let's talk about kicking the habit. Maybe you've made a New Year's resolution to stop drinking, and if you have, then that's fabulous.
Well done!
Let's dig into some practical things you can do to stop drinking. maybe you're using alcohol to cope with feelings of depression. But the thing about depression is that you can treat it entirely naturally with no negative side effects with niacin. And this is vitamin B3. Now you can either find niacin in cashew nuts, which are delicious anyways, or take 3,000 milligrams of niacin a day. And this has been scientifically proven to decrease depression, which is a chemical imbalance. And an interesting anecdote here is that the leader of AA wanted to introduce niacin therapy into his Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, but he was impeded by the medical lobbies who wanted to prescribe drugs instead for depression.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Another way to work toward kicking the habit is to eat cleaner. An alcohol addiction can be the result of or exacerbated by a nutritional deficiency. So you can boost your nutrients by eating more plant-based foods and more nutritionally dense foods. That's going to help you to kick the habit. And since alcohol interferes with the absorption of nutrients, you can see why this is such an important element.
And it's all about replacing that alcohol consumption with natural highs through exercise, through fresh air, through high vibe nutrition, raw foods, greens, and relaxation. And if you want some ideas about how to relax,
then check out our video right there. Need to celebrate with a sparkling beverage? Try kombucha. It's kind of like the same thing, except it's actually beneficial for you.
Absolutely, and you can turn it into a mocktail and serve it in a beautiful champagne flute and add a little bit of fruit on top there and a little sprinkle of cinnamon or something. Just make it feel special and you'll have that same celebratory experience as you would with a glass of champagne, just not with the after effects.
It's all about the presentation. When you really put care into a drink, even if it's not alcoholic, you wouldn't know, and it's beautiful.
Maybe rather than like going down the pub to socialise, you could go for a walk in the park, or maybe even train together, go running together, or go to yoga, have lunch.
And another thing is to examine your friendships. And most true blue friends, if you say, you know what, right now I'm trying to reduce my alcohol, they're not gonna like be punks about it, because if they are, then maybe you need to kind of like wonder about that relationship, because real true friends, they want to support you in your health goals. And if you're surrounded by people who don't support your health goals, you're shooting yourself in the foot. So one thing that's important to cultivate is to be okay with being different. As conformist as our current society is, you can choose to not subscribe to that. You can say, you know what, I'm going to do things differently. And if people, like I said, don't accept that, that's okay. You know, that's cool. I'm going to find new friends, or I'm going to create a new tribe of people that are into more healthy habits. Trying to fit in at all costs is certainly a recipe for disaster. So what you can do is do it little by little. And when you make gradual changes, it's not like this huge thing like, oh my god, Becky went vegan. It's like little by little, Becky's making small changes that aren't necessarily rocking the boat. So feel it out, but don't be afraid to make these changes, and don't be afraid to be different. The history books are filled with people who were different, and you'll be amazed at the solidarity effects that really does happen when people start making changes. People start to wonder, oh, maybe I can try doing that.
Because Becky, or you, by the end of the month, is going to be looking so much better. Now, this is a great motivator. When you haven't drunk for a month, you're going to be lively, zingy, beautiful, radiant, and all of your friends are going to be like, what's Becky doing? And lastly, look at what's motivating you to give up alcohol. So human beings are motivated by two things: avoiding pain and seeking pleasure. So a lot of people the morning after are going to say, I'm never going to drink again. But once you've not drunk for 2 or 3 days, that feeling of pain is going to fade. And you're going to forget how bad it felt to wake up with a hangover. So why not focus on the pleasure that's going to come with having a fitter body, losing weight, if that's what you're going for, feeling zingy every single morning, and not having to wonder, what did I say to that person last night that I really shouldn't have said, not slowly poisoning your liver, the amount of money you're going to save by not buying expensive alcoholic drinks that are poisoning you anyway, and the overall improvement in your life that's going to happen when you stop dulling the best version of yourself through alcohol. So keep in mind, we didn't make this video to try and be judgy and holier than thou. I've definitely been there where I've lent on alcohol as a social crutch. We just wanted to share the message today about how wonderful life can be when you don't lean on substances to have a good time and to make you feel better, and how what you and your body really wants is to be the best version of yourself.
And we know that this process comes with a lot of different challenges, so if you have any questions for us, you can leave them in the comments below or send us an email, and we would be so happy to help you with this, because this is something that can be truly life-changing for you, and we really want to support you in this endeavor and in this process of healthifying your life and really opening up to your potential.
So if you've liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate every thumbs up we get.
And share it with anyone that you think would benefit from this information, because as we said, knowledge is truly power. So we would be delighted if you joined us on social media at Veggie Magnifique. We will see you next week for another video, and thanks for watching.
Bye!
Bye! So instead, you can drink tea!
Or green smoothies. Chin. I've packed this one with superfoods and it's going to give me a natural buzz.
It's giving me a buzz just looking at it.
Ooh!
Come over for cocktails, we're having maca.